Look, it's still working. I told you guys it would carry me all the way. Hold on, look. There's like no way around it. I can't lose. And it's the people, this is the people that like are in the same boat. They like can't lose a fight. I'm in the top 50. It's the same freaking team. I'm telling you. I'm freaking telling you. Y'all gotta put in some new equipments or something to make like the turn 1 meta. You know, we need something to beat that turn 1 meta because it is just too strong. Turn 1 equals win. And like this is freaking pure evidence. Hey y'all, how you doing today? Look at the team we used to beat Underground Refinery 50. Just look at my guys' levels. Christopher and Lakshmi both 44, Marissa and Ziv both 46, and then I had just gotten Nakri to 48. Not even a single level 50. And we made this fucking stage our bitch. So since this is the last stage before the update comes and we get 10 new floors, hopefully we get a way to counter turn 1 arena speed meta, and maybe we get some more metas in Guild Wars. Let's just go over how to beat floor 50 because it's 2 easy SSR promotion cards, you know, which is going to help us out in the long run. So basically we have, you know, this boss. We see her practically every 10 stages, Roxanne, and she has different robots every time. These ones this time, now there's a gimmick to this one that's really easy to beat if you just bring Nakri. So if you're at 50, you pretty much know all of her stuff already. She's like immune to an ability, but you can push back her attack bar. She has a stupid defense. You can't like move her or anything. And she just does like weak attacks basically and then relies on her robots to destroy you. So here's the thing about the robots these time. There's 3 of them behind her. What they do is they designate a target and then they prepare a cast for 1 turn. And then once that cast is finished and their turn rolls around again, they shoot that dude for damage based off their attack. And then it also removes their buffs, and it does a lot of damage to, you know, people with a lot of attack. But here's the thing, it's a line of sight. So they lock onto the target, and then they have to shoot in the direction of the target. But if it's interrupted by anybody standing in front of the laser, then they eat the attack instead. And the thing is, if you bring Nakri, her plants can eat the attack of the laser, which is what makes this so like simple to do. If you have tanks, you know, if your Christopher's tankier than mine, probably a higher level than 44. If your Lakshmi's a higher level than 44, just park them in front of a turret, and there's literally nothing the turret can do. But it can be a pain in the butt if you haven't figured that out. So I'll just go ahead and go through the recording of where I did it and tell you exactly what happened in real time. So this one's a little bit longer on like the 9-minute side. So what I'll do is I'll just play and I'll tell you what's going on, and then I'll fast forward through the rest of it. Basically, I always bring Ziv because it makes this phase really easy. You know, being able to group them all up into such a small group so that Nakri can do a lot of damage seems to help a lot. And Ziv is also just really good for this boss in general, being able to push back her attack bar. Other than that, this is just one of those fights, you know, it's not that difficult. Especially if you have Christopher and you lose somebody, you could just revive them. But just try to get them down as fast as possible so that you don't waste too many turns on the first wave. So that way you have all those turns to deal damage to the boss in the second wave, because it's entirely possible you run out of turns. Okay, now starting the boss wave, it helps too that we have all of our rage skills, but the combo that I do in the beginning seems to help a lot. Usually if Ziv gets turn 1, don't decrease her attack bar too much because you kind of want her to just waste her turn right here. That way she doesn't drop off, you know, the defense break, because what we like to do, Marissa's second skill defense break, and if your defense break lands, mine didn't, but if your defense break lands right there and then you use Nakri's attack to throw out the plants, you can use everyone's rage skill at that point and get out a big chunk of damage right there on pretty much turn 1. But as you saw, see, the turrets are just hit the plant. So the more plants you put out, you can position your squishies or the people being targeted behind the plants so that whenever they fire, it ends up hitting a plant and not your target. Or if your dudes are, like your supports are tankier than mine, you could literally just park them right in front of that laser. And the only thing you have to worry about is whenever the boss throws a bomb that knocks people out of place, just moving them back in front of the laser. And it becomes really easy. Look, see, I put down the plants. Go look whenever these turrets go to take their turn. They're just going to end up hitting the plants. It makes it like stupid easy. The only really RNG factor in it is the boss has an 80% chance to drop debuffs. So you can get really lucky, and then like you see how she has all these stacks of poison right now. If she doesn't drop that debuff, she dropped it that time, but if she doesn't drop it, you get twice as many turns to deal like double damage from the poison. Or if, you know, if you have Marissa's defense break, I think I get it right here. Did I get it? Yeah. See, now whenever the boss takes her turn, if she doesn't drop the defense break, that's even just more turns to get damage off from that. And the damage over times, she actually does take that damage. Even if she drops the debuff, it calculates the damage before the debuff drops. So if you bring like Kairos or like, you know, people with poison, people with debuffs, she still does take the debuff damage, just not for the full duration, just for that one turn. But if she doesn't drop it off, she takes it for another duration. Lakshmi just here, you know, to keep everybody up, you know, lots of heals. Third skill AoE heal, second skill AoE heal, rage skill AoE heal. Christopher here, because all of my dudes are super low level and squishy, so he's just there to revive everybody because, you know, I'm running into trouble with it. But honestly, like, do y'all remember we had level 44s and 46s? Pretty sure by like the first week of the game. So in no way is this like that difficult. It's just like one of those things, the more you know kind of thing, because when the plants are in the way or if you have tanks in the way of the line of sight, then you really don't have to worry about it too much. Plus Lakshmi being able to put on all this damage share and stuff. Boss does no damage. Like, the only thing that does really decent damage is her grenades, and it's still not even enough to kill a level 44, so, you know, it's really not that much. With Nakri, just keep your plants out. You know, the more plants you have out whenever you use her rage skill, it'll do even more damage, and then these turrets just have to sit there and attack the plants or attack whoever is sitting in front of them. But other than that, y'all, that's pretty much the entire strategy for this fight. So if you're having trouble with it, just know bringing Nakri turns it into a cakewalk. So even just level up your Nakri to freaking 44. Apparently 44 works, and just have your plants out to eat some of the turrets. And yeah, I'll just let it play out from here so you can see how it went. Now, while this is wrapping up, I just want to point out like one or two more things that I forgot about. One, the cannons, whenever they lock on, each of their lock-on takes a turn, as well as, even though they're not in the turn order on the bottom, whenever they fire, it takes a turn. So every time these cannons get a rotation, it's wasting 6 of your turns. So you see we're already at 132 out of 160, so you definitely need to have some decent damage, at least on your Marissa and your Nakri, since those are your real damage dealers, because you know, it's entirely possible to run out of turns on this, especially with the cannons wasting that many turns. So I just wanted to point that out too. If they take, you know, so many turns, you definitely need more damage. But it's not going to be too hard to get your Marissa and your Nakri past my Marissa and my Nakri's capabilities. I'll even go over their stats after this, I think, so that you can take a look at it. I've since, you know, de-equipped them, so their stats were basically in this recording. I just went over them real quick, but you could pretty much pause on anybody you want to see and just try to mimic their stats. So I thought it was really funny how even with such low built units, this was still possible for me. Like, I only have 10 turns left. Look, see, as each turret locks on, now I'm down to freaking 9 turns. It was at like 12, now it's down to 9. So it's all based on, you know, how much damage I do. Whenever they fire, that's going to be 3 more turns again. So I got very, very lucky here. Look, 1, and then her rage skill doesn't count, but her rage skill actually interrupted them, or else it would have taken 2 more turns. But I was that close to running out of time. So yeah, that's 2 SSR promotions with 2 44s, 2 46s, and a 48. But so let's go ahead and take a look at their stats, because this is really where it gets funny. Nakri stats, not great at all. 60% crit rate. You can pause on this basically. I'm not going to have time to go over it because this is pre-recorded, but yeah, 60% crit rate, not a lot of crit damage. My Ziv is basically support, just crit rate, accuracy, and speed. Not very good stats, you know, not very good anything at all. Not even plus 15. A blue freaking skill card if you saw that one. My Marissa, I think I had some pretty good equips on her, but not great. Only 46% crit rate, so that says something in of itself. Should not be hard for you to imitate this comp. Plus, look, she only has that 1 skill up in the defense break. No skill ups on the Lakshmi. Pretty slow. Just HP to make her heal a little bit more. And then my Christopher is the real freaking joke. Look, no skill ups on anything. Terrible, terrible equipments. Pin rate, attack, flat attack, like absolute total garbage. So all of this just to say, if you were having trouble with it, probably Nakri is your problem. You need to bring Nakri so that the plants can eat some of the turret attacks, and then be leery of how many turns you have left, because those turrets do take up turns. Good strategy is getting defense break turn 1 on the boss with Marissa, and then unloading all your rage skills. That's a big chunk of it right there, but yup. So hopefully that alleviated any concerns you have if you were having trouble with it. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord. We have new players and veteran players in there alike that like to help each other out, and, you know, just drop a meme or whatever, because we just have fun. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.